Hi, Linda Sessions here, and welcome to week 2 of your computer applications class. Last week, you became familiar with the class in Blackboard, how everything works. You did some typing, introduced yourself on the discussion board, and learned a little bit about the computer, about how Windows 10 works, and also how to do some file management and keeping track of your documents on your computer. This week, we're going to continue on and we're going to look at Access, which is a database program, coding using a program through MIT called Scratch, and also another 10 minutes of time typing. So let's go into Blackboard and see what is on tap for week 2 of computer applications. So here in computer applications, you're in the 16-week class. Here is the orientation that we had last week. It's up and going for you. So if you want to hear what we talked about in orientation, it's an overview of the program. It's right here for you. Scrolling on down here, we have Module 2, which runs from August 29th to September 4th. Now, as I mentioned last week, don't wait until September 4th to start working on your assignments because you're not going to be able to get them all done. And make sure that you begin working early in the week on the assignments. So here I'm going to click on Module 2. You can see we have the Module 2 checklist. Here's a link to my YouTube help videos to help you understand a little bit more about coding, if you need that. Week 2 typing. You need to log in with the username and password that you created in week 1. If you don't remember that, then you're going to have to go back to week 1, module 1, and just create a new account. I don't have access to those usernames and passwords. So just go back to module 1 and create yourself a new account, but come back here to typing week 2 to submit your completed document showing you've done 10 minutes. Access. I'm going to click on the Access Information folder. You have the textbook that's going to talk to you about Access. So what is Access? Access is a database that a lot of businesses use to keep track of their inventory. It is Microsoft Office's database program. There is a good chance you will never use Access again after this class. So that begs the question then why are we doing it? In order for this class to be transferred to a four-year institution as your computer class, we need to at least introduce you to databases, and Access is the easiest one to do. You've all used a database. Anytime you go on Google and you do a search, you're using a database where you're typing in the word and it's going back out on the internet and it's looking for wherever it sees that word on the internet. Anytime you go to a grocery store or a chain store, Walmart, Target, Dillon's, any of those, if you can't find a product and you go up to one of the clerks and you say, hey, do you have any WD-40? Sometimes they pull out their little handheld phone, right? And they look it up. They look the product up. They can tell from their database how many cans of WD-40 they have in the store, where it's located at in the store, and sometimes if they don't have any, they even can tell you when they're expecting to get some more in the store. They are using a database. Our school uses a program called, oh my gosh, it just went out of my head, Banner, to track students. Each one of you has a student ID number. That is your ID for the Banner database. None of you have the same number. It's your unique identifier. And so you have unique identifiers. They can pull that number up and they can tell an instructor what your address is, what your phone number is, what your class schedule is, and all of that demographic information and your course schedule information all from one location. That is called a database. For this class, there is the textbook. Please take 10-15 minutes just looking at it, learning a little bit about Access. But then here is your training that you need to do. This is the observe, practice, and apply, just like you did for the Windows Module 1, Windows Module 2, Windows Module 3. It's set up the exact same way. You're going to have the video to observe what they're asking you to do, another video where you can practice what they're asking you to do, and finally apply. You can start just with apply if you want to. You don't have to go through all the videos if you don't want to, but it is required that you complete this training. So you want to make sure you do this revised Access Module 1 training. The other thing we have this week is coding. So here's a video right here that goes over a little bit more about coding and how to set up your document in the class. There is not a textbook for coding. I actually looked for one, but all the ones I could find were really detailed, and they were geared towards people who this was going to be their major. And so I was only going to be using maybe one chapter out of the entire textbook. And I'm like, I'm not doing that to you guys. I don't want you to buy a textbook, and I'm only going to use one chapter. So we use a program created by MIT to teach elementary school kids coding. And then we use a program called CS First, which was created by Google to help teach kids coding in a fun way. So the class code for you is right here. So you're going to want to come here, you're going to highlight that and copy it. Then here in animated name, I'm going to select that. We're going to open up the instructions, and you can read through this, but right here on step 1, there is a link to open up a place on your internet. So you're going to come here. This is Google for Education, CS First. Again, make sure you're using Chrome. It's going to make your life a lot easier. We're going to select Sign In. And you are a student, so you're going to select I'm a student, and you're going to sign in with CS First. Class code, we're just going to paste that there. Then you're going to select Next. And this is our class. I have 2 classes combined in this one. So right here, okay, wait a minute. Okay, oh yeah, we're fine. I'm confusing myself. This username and password, you don't know what it is yet. It is not your WSU account. You're going to scroll down here to the bottom. Don't have a username or password? Create an account. So we're going to select Create an Account. Select I understand, and then Create an Account. It is going to give you a username, which is usually 3 numbers, and a password. You need to write this information down, take a picture of it with your phone, somehow make sure that you remember this. You need to send this information to me, because when I go into grade, all I see are the usernames. And sometimes I have to log in as you to see your project, so if you give me the password, that is great too. If you're not comfortable giving me that password, that's fine, but at least give me your username number. This is only for CS First. So right here, yes, I wrote it down. I need to write this down so I can get back into it. Need to find a pen on my desk. So my username is 865. I find a pen that works. 865, and my password is clipboard. So I've written that down. And if you're on your own computer, you can say, keep me signed in. And here's my class. And you can see I have 2 projects, animate a name and an unusual discovery. Do animate a name first. It's just the easiest one there. So I'm going to select animate a name. And this tells you it takes 1 to 2 hours to complete. This is set up to be done as a classroom. It might take you more time. It might take you less time. Depends on how much you get into it. You're going to select Start. And then here are videos. Now, if Spanish is your first language, you can actually look at all this in Spanish, if that's easy for you, or you can leave it in English. There is a video here. So what you're going to do is you're going to watch the video, and it's going to explain the overview to you. And then down here at the bottom are add-ons you'll be doing with your coding. You're going to be choosing one of these. You're going to be animating your name. So if my name's Linda, I'm going to animate Linda, L-I-N-D-A. So if your name is Caleb, animating Caleb, C-A-L-E-B. I would like to see each letter in your name animated in a different way. So don't make them all animated the same way. So you're going to choose from all of these to animate your name. And when you're finished, click Next. And there's a survey. You really don't need to do the survey unless you just want to. And then you can submit it, wrap up text, wrap it up. The other thing you can do, let's see, I'll move this into Spanish. When you get into Animate a Name and you start it, here's your starter project. So you're going to click here on this link, and all of this is in that video as well. This is actually the program where you're going to be doing your coding. And you can see here's your motions. This is where you're telling the computer what to do. That's what coding is. Coding is a computer language. Over here is your workspace area, or this is where it shows you what your project is going to look like. These little individual items are called sprites in coding. So you're going to have at least 5 sprites. Hopefully, I have 5 at least with my name. And each one needs to make sure you have coding on it. When you get here, what you want to do is you want to come up here and give it your name. And then you're going to go to File and Save Now. So now it is saved. You don't have to submit anything in Blackboard except your username and password. Because when I go in as a teacher, what I see are your numbers. So I'm going to come here and log out of here. I'm going to come back and sign in. I'll be signing in as a teacher. I'm going to find your name, your class, and look at people, and this is what I see. All I see are numbers. So make sure you send me your username and your password. Once you've completed it, I'll be going in here. When I click on that, I see your actual project. Okay, so I'll see what you do. You have all week to do this. You've got 2 of these. Come back here. You've got your animated name and an unusual discovery. Might take you about 2-3 hours total to get them all done. It might take you less time. If you have a elementary age student at home, there's a chance that they've used this in their school. So ask them for help if you want to. It's fine. So this week, week 2, you've got your typing, you have your access, and you have your coding assignments. Start early so you can get them all done. Reach out to me if you have any questions. I will be for sure online Tuesday night. Send me an email and we can do a Zoom session. I'm available for you for sure then. If you need to get together some other time during the week, just let me know, and we can set up an appointment and get together. So have fun this week. Enjoy learning about the database and learning about coding and getting a little more experienced with your time typing. Reach out if you have questions. I hope you have some sunshine in your life this week. Bye-bye.